Let's get one. Oh, there's one. 2 minutes late. You got everybody that's gonna be here. You guys all ready?
Is this for these lights? Can be.
Yeah, I turned mine on. Yep. All right, we'll reconvene the meeting from recess, and we will go ahead and start with Superior Court 1. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome. Good evening.
Yes, ma'am. Roll call. I'm sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'll do a roll call real quick.
Okay. Rinkle, Caldwell, Hicks,
Here.
Kids,
Here.
Lemming, McWhorter,
Here.
Scott.
Here.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Oh, you're fine.
All right.
Other than salaries, my budget request is the same as the budget I received last year. So it's fairly unremarkable, and I think it's pretty accurate.
All right. Appreciate you coming. Yeah, looks like, Law Book's not spending near as much this year to date anyway.
Try to cut back.
Yeah. Anybody have any questions? Judge Todd?
I will move that we approve categories 2, 3, and 4, supplies, other services, charges, and capital outlays as requested.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. McWhirter. Thank you, Mr. Scott. Any questions or further discussion? Anything from anybody in the audience, public? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have the Health Fund.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Brenda Woods, and I've been the health officer for Grant County since September of 2023. And I'm going to speak for a moment or two before Tara, but what I'd like to preface this with is the budget we're proposing is a total budget that's 59% of what we've had in 2025. Health First Indiana funds were significantly decreased by the state. In case you're not familiar, Health First Indiana is an initiative that was proposed by Governor Holcomb, and it was meant to address the overall poor health in Indiana. And it was meant to provide resources to fund care that extended beyond what was typically covered by routine health insurance. It was intended to be a 10-year initiative to be able to see the improvements that we need to see on a state level, but also particularly in Grant County, because Grant County falls near the bottom of the county rankings for general health measures. So as we were reading the writing on the wall from the state, how we've come to this current budget is we did not fill positions that were fully funded for 2025 because we knew that those positions would not be able to be kept likely. This budget we're proposing will reduce services offered. We will not have the community partnerships that we worked so hard to develop over the past 2 years. And these were providing services that went outside of healthcare it went outside of the health insurance dollar to provide services in our community as far as education and basic health education. We also will leave many positions, 3 positions that we have budgeted unfilled. We will be taking those off the table. And our school nurse liaison was offering resources to the schools to help keep the students healthy, and we will no longer be offering those. So we've made significant cutbacks, sadly. So we're asking you to consider what we're proposing here. Tara Street, our health department administrator, will now come and present the budget, which was approved by our board and asked to be forwarded on to you for your approval. Thank you.
Thank you.
evening.
Dean?
You guys probably have figured out this microphone and podium make me very nervous. So I want to share something that popped up on my calendar this week before I start. It says the light at the end of the tunnel has been turned off due to budget cuts. That's how I have felt as I have worked on this budget. So, I would like to make some changes to what was presented to Angie in June. And it's going to be confusing, and I apologize. The full-time nursing position, I'm sorry, let's back up. We are cutting one position, full-time position from the 1161 fund, which will allow me to shift a nurse over, half of the nurse's salary over to 1159, and then reduce our request there by 49,000. So my personal services request is going to be reduced to 663,868. I know, I just confused you.
So
Can you show us, you have copies of what you want to do?
No, I can pass around one page. I'm sorry, I tried to figure out if I should resubmit what I had,
So for 1159,
reduce my personal services,
from 712,982 to what'd you say, 600 and,
63,868. I hope my math is correct.
663, 668.
I'm reducing it by $49,114.
You need to show us where in the line item, the salaries and part-time, I'm assuming what you're talking about.
Yes, salaries and personal services,
Okay, salaries is gonna be what?
reduced by,
What's the number?
I'm sorry, 427,346.
427,
346.
346.
And
Let's go to
that's
the
going
step
to
before
be-
that. Let's go to the step. Yeah, now, where on that yellow sheet did you make the change?
Well, I'm Jane Hampton, but that's not who's in that role now. The
That's the
full-time
county health
nurse is
nurse.
73,698.
Okay,
Yes.
it's now gonna be what?
Uh-oh. I reduced 3921 from that. I didn't write that down. I apologize. Do you have a calculator right there?
I do.
Take 73,698 and remove 3921.
3921? 3,921
$30,921.
Okay. 30,000.
921.
It's 42,777.
So our total budget request from 1159 is $705,868 when you make those adjustments. Because I figured benefits as well.
So just on personnel,
Personnel is 663,868.
Okay. Now, that county health nurse position, so we're having less of it paid in 1159. Part of it's gonna be paid in 1161.
Correct.
So that's
I'm
why,
able to
we have
shift
to
back.
add that, we have to add it onto this one somehow.
Yes.
And it's 30,921.
921. I apologize. I just feel like the more I can cut,
The more we can see it, the better it is for us to be able to understand, I guess.
Okay.
So you increased on 1161 personnel services by that amount.
I did.
Okay.
Yes. But then removed a full-time position completely.
Well, the last thing you said, you removed what?
I removed the full-time position, the vital records clerk. We're gonna,
In 1161?
yes. And then we're gonna ask to make that a part-time position at 17,680. Total part-time request, $100,680.
What amount did you say? What amount did you say it makes it?
The part-time, 100,680. Reduce nursing, take 6,500 off for nursing too.
Right now, your part-time at 1161 shows 689,500,
Right, but we're adding the 17,680 for the part-timer
right?
and reducing, she didn't break it down. Take 6,500 off because we cut 6,500 from the part-time nursing request.
So 100,680.
Yes, is my part-time request.
And the part-time pay rates that you have in this box down here, that covers all those positions. You got a food safety inspection office, immunization nurse, vital records, food safety secretary.
And then the vital records would make the same as the vital records food safety secretary.
Okay. Have you revised your total personnel services for 1161?
Yes.
What do you have?
The bottom of the line, like with salary, with benefits and everything,
Yes.
379, 724, 31 cents, disregard the cents. $379,724.
Okay, yeah, we had to change this for all that stuff. Never mind, forget that part. Okay, because Angie will calculate that for us later. Okay.
So I'll get the new numbers to her tomorrow, and I do apologize. We had a full-time person leave and just kind of figured out a way that we could make it work as a part-time person to help soften this budget blow.
Are the other services on 1159, have you changed those, or are those the proper amounts for the
No, everything- yeah,
39,000?
that's all, nothing has changed on that at all.
So I guess the adopted budget was 31,000, and now for this year, you're requesting 39,000.
For 2026, yes. If you'll look back to 2023, before we had HFI funding, a lot of this fell on the county. And we were able to shift a lot of it over to Fund 1161, and now we're having to take it back. For the most part, other than legal services, I feel like we've done pretty good at sticking with 2023 numbers or lower. So I know it looks like a big increase in our request from last year from the county, but if you look at what the county gave us before HFI came along, we're not going way over what that amount was.
Are you still receiving any of the state money? Is that totally gone at this point?
No, we will receive 415,000.
Okay. So during 2026, you get 415,000.
Correct.
Okay. That'll just about fund what you're going to request for the budget then.
Right,
Okay.
yes, it's down to the penny, it's exactly how much, there's actually cents in the fund amount that, I know you guys love pennies.
I'm a detail person, that's too easy.
I know, I wish they wouldn't do it because it makes it, the budget I sent to them looks like I'm 49 cents in the negative because I rounded.
I always think it's funny, we're talking $500,000, you put 39 cents on it, whatever. What was the amount we received in 2025?
From HFI, 1.5 million.
25, so yeah,
1.5,
got less than a third of it.
yes, yes.
You project in 27, do you expect it to go down again?
26 and 27 will be exactly
Those are the same. Okay.
Yes, yes. And that's part of the reason we're just gonna try to ride this wave to see what 28 and 29 bring before we make any more harsh cuts.
Okay. I did notice that throughout your positions, you're not looking to increase any of the salaries of the
No.
positions, so I saw that.
I'm just trying to save people when
I
it's
appreciate that. I did see that,
services
so
and,
thank you.
because we have already in not filling positions, cut ourselves back to where we will have to cut services if we lose anybody.
No, I did notice that going through. So
We did not ask, no.
I did have a question, I guess. You're asking to increase the part-time salary, part-time wages per hour. But you, let's see. I'm sorry, you're looking to decrease the hourly wage rates.
Well, no, yes, no. That approved amount was not our request. It was when they just kind of do across the board 20, what was the part-time increase last year?
10%.
10%, and the year before they had done something similar, and we didn't increase them by that much.
So I assume what the box is here for 2025 is actual.
That's what was approved, that's what's approved for those positions. This side is what we currently pay those positions.
Oh, is that right? That's what,
Yes.
the pays we're paying less than what we talked about.
We are,
Okay.
because then
we didn't
then my
increase
money
that much.
goes
Okay.
farther.
Well, I was gonna ask if you didn't, or you increased the appropriation, but we decreased the rate, so why would we do
We're
that?
sacrificing several full-time positions to have these
Well, the numbers I saw before tonight, we didn't know you were trying to, we moved one to
oh,
a
I see,
part-time. I didn't know
yes.
that, so.
There were,
What you showed on the presentation we had was $89,500 in part-time salary, 89.5, which in 25 it was only 51,000.
right,
So it's going up 39,000, but your hourly rates were going down. So I'm thinking, why did you need more appropriation if you have less money to pay per hour? Unless you need more hours for some reason.
we will. Need more,
Well, you will now for sure if we're moving one from a full-time to a part-time. But before, I didn't know you were gonna be doing that. $89,000
gotcha,
did not
okay,
include that change.
right, okay. Well, it did, like, we did not fill a full-time nurse position. And it was because we were going to make it actually it's 2 part-time nurses, but,
Let me back up and ask another question. I noticed in 1161, there's a position for communicable disease nurse. Okay, that's, in 2025, that's being paid out of 1161. And I don't see that position moved to the schedule for 1159 for 2026, unless I missed it.
oh. She wasn't supposed to be moved.
So she should stay at 1159? I'm sorry, it should stay at 1161? I don't see it either one, I guess is what I'm.
I don't either, yeah, she should stay in 1161.
So that's not included in your totals in for
It's
1161?
not.
So where there's a zero, that means it's,
It needs to be 53,036. Right.
for all five?
So just that
No,
one.
just the one.
The other four got moved to 1159. You look at 1159 schedule, they're on there now, and they weren't in 25. Except the one that was 73,000, we're changing that to 42,777.
Yes, we're funding half of that for
Right.
HFI.
Well, not half, it's not a half, it's a different
Well,
percentage.
you're right, it's a portion.
That's part of it.
disease.
Oh.
Yeah.
53.
It's fine. If you take the Beverly Penrod and replace her, it is a communicable disease nurse. It could be the same thing. It's fine.
Leave a zero?
No, leave Beverly Penrod, that is the communicable disease nurse position. Just,
So there's an extra line shown on here?
no, we're good.
I don't know how, but
We are. It didn't move back. The communicable disease nurse did not move back. And it's budgeted in. We have a full-time head nurse. We have 2 other full-time nurses, so we're good.
Most of changing your title in here.
Yes, yes.
okay, well. Right now, the 2025 schedule in Fund 1161 shows a communicable disease nurse, and it shows a public health nurse. It shows both of them being paid at $53,036. Now, in 2026, one of those isn't shown anywhere.
Right.
So I think you either eliminated a position in 26.
No. But where it says Beverly Penrod, draw a line through that and put communicable disease nurse, and this is all going to work out fine.
Well, I agree it would, but what happened to the one above? It should have not have been there at 25?
No, it would, I don't know how it got repeated twice, but
You see what I'm saying right now? It's shown twice in 2025. If what you're
we
saying,
didn't
if you only had one
fill, we
person.
didn't fill that one position. That's one of the positions she talked about, the public health nurse, we just didn't fill.
All right. So that was one you could have had but didn't use, apparently, in
Am I missing
25.
something here? I'm getting so confused.
Do you understand what I'm saying, Angie? Do you see it?
Well, I see the communicable disease nurse.
Right.
And then I see Penrod as a public
Right.
health nurse.
As a public health nurse. There are
Both
2
of the
positions
same
shown in
thing.
2025. There are 2 positions shown in 2025 with salaries. You see that? There are 2 positions shown in 2025 with salaries.
I don't have the 20, oh, yes I do.
Angie, do you see that? Well, in 2026, there's only one of them. Because the one that's called communicable disease nurse shows a 0 in 26, but it's moved back to 1159, it says, but it's not in 1159. So that position's not being shown in 2026 at all. But the public health nurse position is shown, it's still there, it's in both years, which makes sense. What I'm saying is, if this is okay, that just means that
3 full-time nurses.
the position up above on the schedule, evidently weren't using. It's either shown duplicate or you weren't filling that position. Does that make sense to you?
I don't have in front of me what
I'm
I
talking to Angie right
terminated,
now.
so.
Does that make sense to you? You see what I'm saying? So I'm okay if we don't need it, that's fine. But in 2025, we showed it in both places. If we only need one, I'm okay with that. I'm not trying to add one.
Well, so I have a nurse manager and I have 2 full-time nurses, which is what's showing here.
Yeah. You need to see what I'm looking at, I guess, to understand, but bottom line is, I'm okay if you only need the one, but we're showing 2 of them in 2025. I don't know why, if that's correct or not, but we are. Hopefully Angie's seeing that and understands what I'm saying. You aren't really saying much to me, but you're nodding your head. You do understand
Well,
what
I
I'm
can
saying?
see it on here. yeah.
Okay.
So Tara, between 1159 and 1161, how many full-time employees are you asking for?
I'm asking to keep the 12 that we currently have. If Dr. Woods is considered full-time. We just talked about that. Is that
Okay, so you're including Dr. Woods as 12. Okay.
You're gonna be paying
full-time?
3 positions, in 2026, you're gonna pay 3 full-time positions out of 1161, is that correct? 3 full-time positions.
Oh, but you took out the vital records clerk, so now it would be 12.
Yes,
So 3 of them at 1161.
an environmental health, well, 3, and then the nurse that we're dividing it, not splitting it down the middle, but
Right, that's part-time.
no,
Well, you've got it in that part-time total.
No.
I'm sorry, it's 30, okay, at 30, that's, okay, we say 4 then. So 4 people are gonna be paid out of that are gonna be full-time then?
Yes.
Before I see what you're saying, I got it written down below. 4 people there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of 1159, which is partial, and she's a partial out of 1159. 9 including her.
Right.
So that's 9, be 12 people.
Right.
Okay. I think I know what you're asking there.
Okay. Sorry for the confusion. We have 4 positions, full-time positions that we did not fill because, well, 3 that we didn't fill. 1 became vacated and we didn't refill it because we saw this coming. And I would like to not cut the staff that we have.
Yep, you're ready to make a motion, Mr. McCord, regarding Health Fund 1159?
I could.
All right.
I will move that we approve the budgets for supplies, other services and charges, and capital outlays in the amounts requested.
All right. Thank you, Mr. McCord. Do we have a second? Second by Mr. Brinkle. Any discussion on those items? Anything from the public? Hearing none. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. All right, and now on local public health services fund 1161. A motion to approve the categories 2, 3, and 4. And now,
I may ask her just a question on that before we
Okay.
go to the motion.
All right.
In the capital outlays portion, there's a building project line at $100,000 in 2025. Zero now for 2026. You want to tell us about that a little bit? What is that?
So with the HFI funding, we were allowed to put 10% back for capital projects. I don't believe it's a secret that I really want the health department to be a cohesive one-spot place. So we saw it as an opportunity to maybe put some money back to try to get a health department that's all in one area. And the 10-year plan, we felt like if we could do 10% each year, we would be able to fund a health department where we're all in one office. So we don't feel like we can financially do that this year with the cuts that we've been hit with. And the first year, we used the 10% to buy some vehicles. Because all of our employees were using their personal vehicles except 2, and they were driving 15-year-old sheriff's department cars.
So just a change in plans because of funding cuts, basically. Okay, all right, thank you.
So that 100,000 is secret, but it's not going to buy us a new health department.
It's not going to be budgeted yet for that, okay. Gotcha, thank you. Mr. Getz, I am ready to, I guess, make a motion that we approve in Fund 1161, the supplies, the other services and charges, the capital outlay budgets as requested.
all right, thank you, Mr. McCord. Do we have a second to that motion?
Second.
All right, thank you, Mr. Scott. Any other discussion or questions? Anything from the public? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, same sign. Thank you, motion carries.
I'll get those numbers to Angie tomorrow, and I apologize for the
Okay,
confusion.
that'd be great, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Next, we have Superior Court 3.
Good evening.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
And for my budget, the only deviation is that we are asking for an increase in court staff. Is that $50,000 be the salary for our court staff? I want to say this, is that the council has been more more than generous year after year after year in giving our staff, our employees raises, and I want to note that for the record is that our employees are very thankful for those raises. And those raises are part and parcel as to why that we have had such low turnover in our court staff is because of those raises. And I can't think of anything that would be more disruptive to the administration of justice than turnover. We have a new employee, and once again, thank the council for the added employee that we have in Grand Superior Court 3. But our staff has poured into Ms. Whitten, has trained Ms. Whitten, and she has exceeded any and all expectations that I had for that position. And that is due in large measure to the fact that we have 3 seasoned, experienced court staff members who have been with Grand Superior Court 3 for quite a while. Now, the reason for the request of $50,000 is because I do believe that this court staff position itself is still underpaid. We have Circuit Court Judge Lynn Murray over in Howard County, who I know very well, and her and I are in communication about a number of things, court-related and related to this issue as well. And she has 4 staff members, as does Grand Superior Court 3, and her staff members are paid $47,030. And so I can't think of a county that is more similarly situated than Howard County to Grant County. And so I believe that those are apples to apples, those are oranges to oranges numbers. And if the council could consider any type of raise for our staff, on behalf of the entire judiciary, thank you, because not only do I believe that a salary increase is justified, but I believe that the staff has earned it. Now, as to our referee, I just added a cost of living. And so that's where that number's a little bit different, was that just a cost of living increase. I can entertain any questions that anyone has regarding the budget, but all of the other numbers are the same. And, you know, as far as, you know, spending the monies that are budgeted, I can speak for Grand Superior Court 3 that we spend money as is needed, as is necessary. And so I've always been very judicious about spending of taxpayer dollars. So I can answer any questions regarding the proposed budget for next year.
Cost of living adjustment that you used for the referee, do you know what percentage that was?
You know, I didn't bring a calculator.
3?
I believe it was 3%.
Mr. McCourt said it.
Thank you. Get the math.
I raised it, yes.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's exactly what it did was cost of living 3%. So thank you, Mr. McCourt.
Thank you. Does anybody else have any questions? Otherwise, the chair would entertain a motion regarding approval of the supplies account 2, other services and charges account 3, and capital outlays account 4.
So moved, Mr. Kitts.
All right, thank you, Mr. Brankel.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Scott, thank you. Any other questions or further discussion? Anything from the public? Hearing nothing, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
So we have Circuit Court. Hello, Your Honor.
Thank you, gentlemen. Don't have too many changes for my budget. One is the salaries, and you've heard my colleagues talk about that. I won't, I think suffice it to say we're on the same page in terms of our request for salaries for our people and the reasons for doing that. And then the second one is just $1,000 in contractual services increase to pay for the language line service. And what that is translation services. We could call on the phone, and Mr. Brankel, you've probably heard us use it in the past, where if we have someone who does not speak English, then We can call, they're on the audio in the courtroom, we swear them in, and then they translate for us, and they do a variety of different languages. That used to be provided by the state, and they've had budget cuts, and so they indicated they will not provide it. Now, I have heard recently that there's some considerations in releasing that, or in reversing that decision, but we've already signed a contract with the Language Line for now, so that may change in the future. We may not need it in the future, but at least for now, we have a contract signed with them. We're continuing to use the services that we have, but we have to pay for it. And we pay on it's a per call per minute type of basis is how we pay it. So it's by use. It also can be used for our court services and our pretrial as well. They need to do that too. So I estimated we'll probably spend about $1,000 as I looked at prior usage on that, and so that's that increase. So that's it for the budget. I did have one other item that I referenced in my June 18th letter, and that is that I have a case manager from our problem-solving court, from our drug court, who is indicated to me that she will be moving to South Bend, and so she will be unable to continue with our drug court. And so I do need to replace her. I'm requesting that there be a lift of the hiring freeze with regards to that position. That position is funded out of opioid funds primarily, I really need some flexibility with replacing that. It needs to be a probation officer, so it's possible that I could replace that from someone who is already in the probation department. And if that was the case, then I'd need you to lift the hiring freeze for probation so they could replace that position. Or I can also hire somebody from outside as well. Jai, who is currently in that, she came from inside the probation department. So I'm asking as well for just a lift of the hiring freeze so that I can replace that position. We are full, actually over full in drug court, over our 70-person capacity. And so losing one of our case managers would be a big problem. And so she's leaving in October, I believe. And so if I can get permission to do that tonight, that lets me get ahead of the game a little bit in terms of the hiring process. And so happy to answer any questions you might have about that. I'm sorry to lose her. She's an outstanding probation officer, and she's going to be successful at whatever she does. And I've already written her a great reference letter, but unfortunately, we lose her, and so we'll need to plug somebody else in that position. Okay. Questions?
So the Language Line it's not really a long-term contract, it's more like an as-use basis?
It is, yeah. So we signed a contract at the beginning that basically said we are going to use the service, okay. And then they set us up for it, and then we use it until we're not going to use it anymore, I guess. So, okay. Yeah, there's no sort of down payment of it or anything like that. There's no duration of it, so we can, if the state picks it up, then in essence, we'd be able to just kind of, the contract obligation would be transferred to the state. And honestly, if you want to wait on that, and then I can come back for an additional next year, if that doesn't turn out that the state's going to pay it, and I can pay it out of contractual services until then, I'm okay with doing that too, to be honest with you. It's only going to be $1,000, so I can figure it out. So.
Chair would entertain a motion regarding supplies account 2, other services and charges account 3, and capital outlays account 4.
I would move approval of the amounts requested in those categories.
All right.
Second.
Including the 1,000.
And seconded by Mr. Brankel. Thank you. Any other questions or further discussion on that item? Anything from the public? Hearing nothing, please signify by saying aye for all in favor.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And I'm not sure that we really put it correctly on the agenda for the second request about the drug court manager or that. as far as the hiring freeze, I don't know if we wanted to say something on a consensus basis for that, or not really on our agenda. Or if you want to wait until September, official meeting, regular meeting. Mr. McCourt, you look.
Yeah,
I prefer not to wait till September if I could avoid that.
I'm not opposed to addressing it. I know it's not listed specifically, but we could make sure the minutes addresses that as she writes the minutes, but I'm not opposed to
Okay.
dealing with that tonight. We had it in our information, so we were aware of it going into tonight, so it's not a surprise to us, but
Yes.
I don't have any opposition to it.
Okay.
I would move that we approve the request.
Okay.
And it depends on how he fills that position, if they need a domino effect for approval. But I'd say either way,
Right.
my motion would be to give them permission to fill the vacancies that exist
All right. Thank you,
at the
Mr.
appropriate time.
Thank you, Mr. McCourt.
I would second that as well.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Brinkle. Any questions or discussion regarding basically the flexibility of the drug court case manager or an officer from court services? Anything from the public regarding that? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming. Next on our agenda, we have the highway funds. MBH Fund 1176.
Okay, I'll go ahead and, you want to start on 1176, is that what you said?
Yep.
First thing is on longevity, I moved that to 68,000 request. That's to get it up to 2025 payroll. Currently it's on 2021. It's almost $15,000 difference, but I'd like to get it up closer to what our wages are now, so that's my request on that. If you have any questions on that, I can go on to the next line item. So, next line item, I have superintendent. I raised it to 70,000. That's like a 3% increase. My bookkeeper, garage foreman, road foreman, bridge foreman, safety director, assistant superintendent, I gave that a 5% increase on all positions. Kind of update you a little bit, the truck driver's base pay right now is $21.75 an hour. With the increase, it'd be $22.84. Most counties paying their truck drivers around $25 an hour with CDL license, so we're still below the average of most people around, so I can answer any other questions you might have on the personnel information.
This position, you also requested 5%, right? You didn't mention that was the truck drivers, all those were 5% as well.
Every position, truck drivers, equipment operators, everything was 5%.
Right.
If you see down there in truck driver's position, in 2025, we budgeted $363,232 in the 1176. It's reduced because we transferred one truck driver's position to the assistant superintendent's position. That's why it's reduced. You want me to go over every line item, and most of them stayed the same, some maybe bumped up just a little bit.
Like you bumped up salt quite a bit, but based on year-to-date expended?
Yes.
Sure, I guess.
Yeah, we had to transfer some money to pay for the rest of this year, so I made it 150,000. We asked for 100,000 last year.
Are you using that much more of it, or just the cost of it?
The cost of it went up tremendously.
We're still using about the same amount.
Right, yeah. Yep. We did go on a state bid this year, so we did get half of our product a little bit cheaper, but we also still got it from the other company we had from the past. So garage and motor, I went up from 140,000 to 180,000. Gas, oil, and lube, I went up 150,000, or went up from 150,000 to 170,000. Tires and tubes, I went from 20,000 to 25,000. Other supplies, I left the same. Contractual services, I left the same. CDL physicals, left at 2,000. CDL drug and alcohol, I did raise that $1,000 because we got a new program that we signed up that we're doing a little more testing and our yearly thing we have to do online to make sure that somebody hasn't went somewhere else, to make sure they haven't went somewhere else to try to get a job and then come back. We have to do that every year. Actually, we have the company now do it, so we don't have to worry about missing anybody, so. And then equipment for 1176, I went from 25,000 to 50,000. And that has to do with equipment that we cannot use for road maintenance, etc. It has to be like for snow plows or anything like that that cannot be paid out of 1173.
David, notice the rental uniforms you had to bump up, it's about 3,000. Is that, I mean, what's the reason behind having to move that up?
Next year is our contract year. We do it every 3 years. And so I have to go up a little bit. So I got to try to plan ahead.
Gotcha. And we, question for Angie, I guess too, we have rental uniforms and cell phone allowance under personal services in the general and distributed. Why don't we have that under other services and charges?
It's just always been that
I
way.
think probably always has that. And when we approve
Wouldn't
these,
have
when we
sense to
approve
do
these
it.
things, we normally don't mess with personnel. So that's in there, so we have to make a special note. We ought to probably put those in other services and charges where they ought to be. Does that make sense?
I can look into doing that.
We ought to just maybe move those out of the personal area. Other budgets, it's in that, other services and charges. Cell phone and stuff. Does that make sense? That makes sense to do. Okay.
You want to go ahead and do restricted too, or?
Let's do 1176 first. Let's go ahead and do 1176 and finish that one up.
Sounds good.
We'll do that, kind of combined.
Yep.
We've already got enough sections in this one.
Yeah, there are.
I'm ready to make a motion if you're ready. If there's other questions.
Thank you, Mr. McCord.
I will move that we approve the budgets in the Fund 1176, which is MVH Fund, for the Highway Administration, supplies, $1,500, other services and charges, $5,500, as requested. Under maintenance and repair, supplies, $154,000, other services and charges, $100. Under general and undistributed expenses, supplies, $390,000, other services and charges, $55,000, and capital outlay, $50,000. And all those accounts that make up that detail as presented and requested.
All right.
And also, I want to say with that, we'll move rental of uniforms and cell phone allowance from that personal services to other services and charges, so we'll include those as well. So I guess instead of 55,000, it's going to be 55,000 plus 18,000 and 2,500 to accommodate those two.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. McCord.
So what's that new total? Let's just make that total 55,000 plus 18 plus 2,500, 75,500, I think.
Yes, I believe so. All right, thank you, Mr. McCord, for that motion. Do we have a second to that motion? Second. All right, thank you, Mr. Scott. Any questions or further discussion? Anything from the public? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Now we'll go to the restricted fund, 1173.
Okay. Same thing on the truck driver and equipment operators. That's 5%. That's half of their salary for the year. And not pay administration out of this fund. So that's why it only has those two line items in there. The rest is stone and gravel, raised it from 250,000 to 300,000. Bituminous, we did lower from 800 to 500,000. Roads and signs, we went from 20,000 to 25,000. Rental equipment, we left the same. Paving, I put it at 200,000. Paving, markings, line striping, etc. I moved it to 100,000 like it was. And equipment, I left at 300,000. Just a little information for you. These two funds are only paid from MVH local road, MVH highway funding. So we get a check every month. I really don't know what it's gonna be. I mean, it usually averages about the same, but we have to split them and everything else. None of this money comes from the general fund. It's all from the highway.
Yeah, just for you guys too, we used an estimate, the DLGF gives us some estimates to consider using, and we can change and use what we want. We end up using what they gave us, I think, as a suggestion, so hopefully, Dave, you're okay with that as well.
Yeah.
So we used what they gave us, hopefully it's conservative, we won't go less than that. And with using the numbers, with the budget he's presented, we still have a decent operating balance in that fund at the end of '26, based on the budget he's presented, as long as we get the money that we're projected to get.
Those two together was $4,465,356. In 2024, the MVH fund brought in 4.6 million. So, like Worth said, I try to keep under that.
Yeah, on paper, we'd be showing a $1.3 million operating balance.
Good.
As it is, so that's not huge when it comes to it.
Right.
The work we do and all that, but there's a balance there.
Remind me how many miles of roads you maintain?
894 miles. We've got 192 bridges that are over 20 foot, 800 and some small structures from 36-inch pipe to the 20-foot bridge. So I couldn't tell you how many small pipes we have from 36 down thousands. So yes. So
Big county.
mm-hmm.
And they're all listed on inventory, right?
The bridges are,
That's right,
yes,
yeah, they're all
yes.
listed.
Yep.
Supposed to be an asset of the county, right?
Yep. And like Mr. McWhirter said, well, that's why I always come back in the spring and ask for additional money. Kind of know where we stand after we went almost a whole year from now till then to figure out how much money we brought in for the year. I'd say most time it averages right around 400,000 a month, but there's some months it's less, some months there's more. So.
You know, and I saw some of the fluctuations you were in the budget. I think, maybe I ought to quit. But bottom line is, you're going to come back probably this spring and ask for some other changes too when it comes time to do some work. So
Yep.
I'm okay with what it shows.
Are you ready for a motion?
Absolutely.
So I would make a motion relative to restricted fund 1173 that we approve supplies, other services and charges, capital outlays. Do we include the construction and reconstruction in this? So there's none, capital outlays with that one and also the general and undistributed expense as presented.
All right, thank you, Mr. Rankel, for that motion.
Second.
Second by Mr. Scott. Any questions or further discussion? Anything from the public? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Dave, is the state doing anything to change the requirements as far as the split of that and how much you have to put into that?
Actually, there's been talk about reducing it down to 40%.
Because it's 50-50 now. The money that comes in, half of it goes here, half of it goes.
They did say we could reduce it back to 40% on the restricted, but I currently feel like if we can leave it the way it is, I just soon put all the money we can out on the road, so. Okay, Which one?
Cumulative Bridge Fund, 1135.
I passed out tonight an updated Cume Bridge form in the stack of papers. It's in the back.
All right.
You'll have one for Cume Bridge and you'll have one for the wheel and sewer tax.
All right.
These are updated.
Yeah, after Angie sent these out and I got to reviewing them, I either made a mistake or something, somehow I had it in the wrong bridge fund, so I asked her to change it. So culvert, pipe and tile, we left at 200,000. Contractual services left at 200,000. Bridge inspection, I moved to 200,000. Repair and maintenance, 200,000. Then the two new bridges that we started design work on and the commissioners signed off on doing right away and getting all the permits is Bridge 102 and Bridge 110. And we put 200,000 in both of them, so.
The two that were appropriated in 2025, they're done at $300,000 in two bridges.
Yes.
Was it done?
Well, the 138 is still in process, but we're gonna apply for community crossing grant, hopefully here in October.
We don't need to appropriate it for that.
No, we'll take care of that this year, so. And Bridge 791 is still in process too, so.
You won't need any money for that in 26, you don't think?
No, I don't think so.
Bridge inspections up to $200,000. Is there some new requirements or something?
No, this is our year that we start. They do the inspection every 2 years, and they'll be starting next Tuesday. It's a 2-month process, September and October for us. The federal government will pay 80% back. We have to pay the whole bill. So I'll start getting invoices in probably November of this year, and then I'll pay until probably the first of next year. The total for the 4-year contract was $574,000, so we've got to pay all that, and then we'll get reimbursed all that, all but 20% of it, so. I always tried to get it changed so that we didn't have to pay it all, but yes, Mr. McWhirter, I tried a couple times. Everybody still does it that way. They pay the whole bill and then we get the money back, so.
This makes us appropriate.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it makes you use it and then you can't put it back where you want it.
So, need to appropriate it later if you want.
Right, yeah, I was gonna say, ask for it later, but.
Just for everybody's knowledge too, the funds balance, with this budget involved and using what we project to be revenue coming into the fund, it would have a $1.4 million balance into 26. So it'd be an operating balance of 1.4 million. You're aware of that too, I assume, Dave?
Yeah. In fact, I'm on this month's agenda. Next.
I would move approval of this entire fund budget.
All right.
As presented. That's the supplies account, other services and charges, and capital outlays combined of 1.2 million for the entire fund.
All right, thank you, Mr. McWhirter. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Scott. Any other questions or further discussion? Anything from the public? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you.
You have a local road or street?
Local road or street fund.
Okay, local road and street fund, I just requested 600,000. It's another account that I kind of wait to see where I am money-wise next year and then ask for additional, if we have additional funding to spend.
And again, we did use the state projection for the revenue for this fund as we were doing the budgets. And it shows an operating balance of about 145,000 on this one.
All right.
I'll make a motion that we accept this, Mr. President, if you're ready.
Yes.
1169 Local Road and Street Fund as presented, 600,000.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Brankel. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Scott. Any other questions or further discussion? Anything from the public?
Again, this will be the entire fund, so
Yep.
takes care of that.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next one I have is the Recycle Solid Waste Fund, 4013.
This fund, did the same thing for personnel, asked for a 5% increase and asked for the longevity for one director to be raised to 2025. That's what the increases were on those couple items. And, group insurance and all that stayed the same. Supplies, I went from 1,500 down to 1,000. Gas, oil, and lube, I left at 2,000. Tires and tubes, I left at 1,000. Contractual service, I left at 25,000. Advertising and utilities, I left them the same. And equipment, I went from 10,000 to 20,000.
And this fund is totally funded by fees we get, right, from recycling? Is there something else?
It comes from the solid waste district. We usually get approximately 60,000 a year from,
It's from tax they collect. Yeah.
property tax levy.
The waste district does get that. There are some fees that come into it, though, right?
Right, yes.
Are you anticipating buying some equipment?
Yeah, I was gonna say, some of our balers and stuff getting 20+ years old, so we can pick up a used baler and maybe try to update some of them a little bit, so. We did get our building changed out the canvas thing on it, so that'll be good, hopefully for another 20 years, so.
What could you use the fund balance for this account? You have 85,000 sitting there, so.
Yeah, well, a lot of times, like, we got like 2 trailers that we take out in the county. We can look at buying more trailers or updating the ones we have, anything like that. So.
We'll say that the mathematics of this fund, operating balance is only about 45, or just under 5,000, $4,900 on this. So there's not much of a balance now, but the operating balance would be that much if things go as projected. Now that means if receipts come in higher, you'll be better off, and expenses are lower, obviously. Right now on paper, about $4,900.
I don't know, sometimes drawing things, the city allows people to drop like brush off free, county does not. Is that just always been that way?
Well, the thing is, like, next week, we're supposed to have a grinding company come in and grind that. It costs anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000, so we just try to get our money to pay for that, through the brush and the grinding and everything, so. We've got to make sure that IDEM checks us every quarter to make sure that our compost pile's up to par, so we make sure we do everything right on that, so.
Okay. Just curious.
Just the fee to help pay for the grinding's the main thing, so.
Chair would entertain a motion for approval of the supplies in account 2, other services and charges account 3, and capital outlays account 4 for the Recycle Solid Waste Fund 4013.
So moved.
All right, thank you, Mr. Frankel. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. McWhirter. Any questions or further discussion? Anything from the public? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you.
Last one I have is the wheel tax fund. And last year we did $1 million, and this year I just want to request 800,000. And the same thing, this goes off registered vehicles, and I don't want to get way ahead and then find out we don't have as many vehicles registered in the county, so.
Excuse me. Thank you.
That's why I lowered it a little bit.
Okay.
Notice you haven't spent anything in 2025 as of June 30.
Yeah, I think I did after that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I had to pay my half of the community crossing grant, so that was 500 and some thousand.
Came out of here.
Yeah.
So that fund balance is down to about 108.
Do what now?
That fund balance is down to about 108.
Yeah. Well, no, like 100 and some thousand, I think.
Yeah, you said 108,000.
Oh, 108, okay, yeah, sorry. Yeah, about 108.
So we had 608,000, let's take off 500,000, you're about
Yeah.
at 608.
Yeah.
108.
You're at
Yeah,
363.
What's that?
You're at 363. You've had
2 months.
money come in.
Oh,
Okay.
It's like the NVH fund, it comes in every month. So. And every month's way different. One month it might be 80,000, the next month it might be 25,000. Just depends on your alphabet when you buy the plates and everything, so.
When did we start collecting money on that? Was it 2023?
Yes, because we didn't spend nothing in 23. We waited till 24 to start spending it.
So how much per year are we getting in there? You know,
Right about 800,000-900,000.
in that range?
Yeah.
I think that's about what we expected, I think, when it was in that range.
Yeah, right.
Sounds right.
And just to let you know that with the community crossing grant that they just passed here, about 2 months ago, if you don't have a wheel tax, you can't apply for community crossing grants. Yeah.
Did they actually adopt that? They were talking about that. They actually did it.
I'm pretty sure they did, yes.
I'll move for approval of the budget for the wheel tax, surtax, combined fund, capital outlays of a total of $800,000.
Thank you, Mr. McCord. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Brinkle. Any questions or further discussion? Anything from the public? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I believe you are done. We have down for a quick break. I don't know if anybody needs one. I thought about a 5-minute break. Do that? All right. Meeting, and next up is our prosecutor, Mr. Hunt.
Thank you, Mr. Kitts, and thank you all. This is a rather easy budget to present. But I first wanted to thank the council. I know there are several new members, but for your generous pay increase to my staff last year, particularly my deputy prosecutors. And I'm happy to report that as of March, I have a full staff of prosecutors, which is the first time in 4.5 years, dating back to before I was a prosecutor. And I think those results are speaking for themselves. I have some really quick numbers. The past 3 months, we are clearing cases at about 129%, which means for every 100 cases that come in, new cases that are filed, 130, almost 130 are closed. And so, I mean, that can't go on forever, obviously, but it is a step in the right direction. The average age of cases is decreasing significantly. That is, I'm looking at the past 6 months because that's when I became fully staffed. We've done more trials this year already, as of the end of July, than we did last year. And of course, my 4D staff has been stellar and gets top marks in all their categories. With that, I would be remiss if I didn't say that I didn't think my staff deserved a raise. I think they do. They work hard. But that being said, you have been generous. You have given raises the past 2 years, significant raises. I can read the economic writing on the wall, as it were. I know that funding is not available. So if you look at my budget, it is identical to what this council approved last year in all categories. And that's what I'm asking for you guys to do this year, is just to give me what you gave me last year. We will continue to work with that and continue to do good for this county. You want me to go, yes, Mr. Otis, if you want me to go category by category or just a blanket, I'll let you guys ask questions if you have any.
There's no changes in anything, was there?
Not a single thing.
We'll probably start with the general fund prosecutor for the first one, to approve that, yep.
Are you ready for a motion, Mr. President?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will move that we approve the budgets for the prosecutor's budget in the general fund, Department 0009, for supplies, other services and charges, and capital outlays as requested.
Thank you, Mr. McCord. Do we have a second to that motion?
Second.
All right, thank you, Mr. Scott. Any questions or discussion? Anything from the public? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. And next, we have the General Fund Victims Assistance.
We do receive some money, what is that, state or federal grant money, the general fund offsets a lot of this cost, not all of it.
Grant.
I think what, usually like $55,000 or something like that. It's federal.
It's a federal grant.
There is a, yeah, this is, stop it. Yeah, we get, this is a federal grant. We have another grant as well.
That's 55,000.
Roughly that, I mean, it's not an exact number, but in that range somewhere.
Ballpark's good enough. Chair would entertain a motion regarding supplies account category 2, and then other services and charges, category 3.
So moved, Mr. President.
All right, Mr. Brinkle makes a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Scott. Any questions or discussion? Anything from the public? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, same sign. Thank you. Next, we have General Fund Spotlight on Violence.
And if I may, this is also a grant. This position was recently vacated, so I will be coming to the council in September asking to fill this vacancy, just giving you a heads up. This is a fully funded position by grants, so it's not going to come out of the general fund, but nonetheless, I will be asking.
Yeah, the money does actually go in the general fund.
Yes, it is reimbursed by this
Right.
grant.
I wasn't sure how much the grant was. I know we got grant money for it, so. Angie, we didn't show a separate line item on that in our revenue, I don't think. We didn't have a separate line item for
It's combined,
part of that federal fund.
yeah,
Okay. I thought it might be, but
it is.
on the victims, we had it separated out, so.
Well, we've got 2 victims, one from the sheriff's department, one from prosecutor, and then we have the stop grant, so
Okay.
there's actually 3.
Chair would entertain a motion regarding other services and charges for category 3 for the General Fund Spotlight on Violence. All right, thank you, Mr. Scott. Motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. I'll give that to Mr. McWhorter. All right, second by Mr. McWhorter. Any questions or discussion regarding that? It's really just travel and conference of $1,000. Anything from the public? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have the General Fund Prosecutor 4D. All of these same amounts as 2025.
This is when we get some percentage of reimbursement.
We get, I believe this is, the supply, most of everything is reimbursed fully. I don't believe the salaries are, but the supplies are.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I know we have a company that kind of works with us as far as how they calculate that and present the information, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. At least partially reimbursed. A
Yes.
good chunk of it, I think.
Chair would entertain a motion for approval of supplies in account 2, other services and charges account 3, and capital outlays equipment account 4 for prosecutor 4D.
So moved.
All right, thank you, Mr. McWhirter.
Second.
All right, thank you, Mr. Scott. Any questions, discussion? Anything from the public? Not, hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries, thank you. Next, we have the deferred prosecution fund. That is all salaries, and therefore I don't think we're gonna take any action on that tonight.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You can help me out, or maybe Angie. We've had shortfall in the past. Are we gonna have one this year, this one as well?
No.
You're thinking none?
I'm telling you no. Right now, this position is vacant, and it's left vacant purposely because of the shortfalls that we've had in the past. I'm trying to build that fund up.
Okay.
We do have one other salary that's paid out of that.
Yes, we do have some, yes.
But it's the fund currently is negative $24,680.
But we'll transfer it from another fund that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So you're gonna take care of that before year end, you're thinking?
Yes.
That's what you're
Yes.
thinking, okay.
yeah.
Should we be, I guess,
It would
aware of
probably,
that for the budget, for the salary positions in 2026, knowing that it's been kind of a deficit situation? Should we consider 26 as being something that's gonna fund it or not?
I believe it will. I talked to Ms. Jarvis about this prior, and I failed to do it when I presented this. We have the deferred prosecution fund, and then we also have the pretrial diversion fund. And I believe that's where the money goes, if I'm not mistaken. It goes into the pretrial diversion fund.
And we're showing no budget in that.
And we show no budget in that, and then we transfer it from that fund to the
And that's strictly from fees, right? That fund is funded
pretrial
by
diversion fees, yes.
fees. So money you're getting in the pretrial diversion fund, you're expecting to move it to 2,400
Yeah.
at some point?
Yes.
Okay. And you
I'll
think
do that by the end of the
and you expect that to fund the 2026 budget for that?
It should, yes.
Okay.
I do try to keep an eye on it, just to make sure.
I know in my past, being in the office, I know we had to deal with that. Okay.
All right, so the deferred prosecution will take no action, and then we have the pretrial diversion fund, which is a zero request. Yep, no action for that either. And then we have prosecutor 4D incentive fund, which appears to be the same with no budget requested. But there is a balance in that, so where does that money go?
That's what I was going to do.
Yeah.
I'll have to look into that.
Because it shows 219,000 at the end of June 30.
We can
Exactly.
work with Daniel from Malcon to see what the uses
Yeah. What we can
that
use that
qualify.
for.
That qualify.
And I guess back up just a second too, that pretrial fund showed $83,934 at June 30. So again, that's part of that money that may have to be used to help the deferred fund.
Yes.
Okay.
I believe that's your last one then.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for coming.
Appreciate it.
Next, we have public defender. Officially only running 6 minutes late. I know. Thank you, Mr.
No
McCord.
machine's fault, that wasn't mine.
Okay. We're blaming the commissioners. Okay.
I will try to keep you on schedule. Thank you for having me tonight. This budget, when I submitted it, was a little bit in flux, and what I mean by that, at the time we were preparing this, we were also making a request for a third full-time public defender, which council allowed us to have. Dave Payne has come on board as a full-time public defender. Also, we were trying to keep our caseload numbers in line where the state would want to pay us their 40% under our agreement. And we've taken some strides in getting that done by moving David Glickfield from his problem-solving PD position, where he was not getting credit for doing any cases, and moving him to a trial PD, using that PD position, dividing that up between Sasha Glickfield and David. And now we're showing some better results. We're still not necessarily in numbers compliance, but in the last month or so, we have made improvements in our numbers with Mr. Payne coming on board and those switches I've just talked about. Salary-wise, and I know we're not necessarily going to talk about that, my 26 budget, you'll see the salaries are, for the trial PDs, are much bigger than in 2025, and I'm specifically looking at 2025 number for trial PD. That salary was $55,000. I sent on a memo that I had received from the Indiana Public Defenders Commission telling us, based upon the prosecutor's salaries in Grant County, that our PDs, our trial PDs, should be getting paid $91,528. That's what I was told by the commission I had to ask for each of our PDs. I sent a letter over trying to explain that I'm not sure the left knows what the right's doing down there. This is a different individual than in the past, who does not know the nuances of Grant County's system. For trial PD salary positions, I'll be asking what we asked for in 2025, plus any increase that the prosecutors receive. So if they get a percentage increase, we'll be asking for the trial PDs also to get that increase. I am in the process of explaining to Andrew Collin down at the commission that his $91,000 number is incorrect, and we'll be asking again in the range of the 2025 $55,000 position.
Okay, so the 91 that we got on ours is not,
That's what I was told I had to put on.
okay.
And I'm telling you, as sure as I'm standing here, that's not what we're asking for.
Okay, well, I appreciate hearing that.
That's a misunderstanding at the commission that needs to be cleared up. Now, the chief's position and the deputy chief, my position, Jerry Druck's position, those are tied directly to what the trial judges make and the prosecutor's office makes. We're not asking for any change or increase in that. We were told by the Supreme Court there were not going to be increases. So certainly those two positions, we're asking to remain the same. Dave Payne's position is our third full-time position. And again, we're asking if there's any increase in the county for its employees, that he would be receiving that, as well as Jared Ibe, a trial PD, David Glickfield, a trial PD, Sasha Glickfield, trial PD, Todd Glickfield Jr., trial PD, Todd Glickfield Sr., trial PD, and Tracy Carrillo Witten, a trial PD.
I like the sentence in your letter that says the pay structure is in substantial compliance. I like that.
Well, and that is a direct quote from Derek Mason. And my president of my board, Joe Lewis, and I had a telephone conference with him and last year, and that's what we were told. And as the prosecutor has mentioned and other office holders have mentioned, we do appreciate the steps this council has made here in recent years. We have certainly come to an understanding that I think the pay was too low. We're competitive now, certainly with the PERF and the health insurance benefits. We are very appreciative. Now, you'll see on my request there are 3 vacant spots, where it says vacant. One of those has already been divided up, the problem-solving position. In reality, what I'm asking to be budgeted here is 1 more trial PD spot. Last time I spoke with the council about hiring Dave Payne, we did not have any prospects for that vacant spot. We do have 2 nibbles on the line right now. One individual's just waiting to find out if he has passed the bar. Another is a practicing attorney from another county. Soon, I think I will be coming before the council and asking to hire an individual to fill that spot. And I understand there is a hiring freeze, but I think that will go a long way to making sure we stay in compliance. The other part of the budget that we've asked for a new secretary or a full-time secretary to go with our existing secretary, Lisa Morris. I think at this point, I know that there is a movement afoot down at the commission that would allow us to have and be in full compliance, a lesser staff instead of a full-time staff if we had a part-timer. I will be over soon, I believe, asking for a part-time secretary, maybe a 20-hour-a-week secretary. I had budgeted or placed in the budget a full-time secretary based upon the lowest salary for legal secretary in the prosecutor's office. That's $40,000. I'm estimating this would be around $20,000 or less. So I will be back to talk with the council about that soon. So salary-wise, those are the individuals. I can talk certainly what each person should be paid next year if you need that. I know at the bottom of our sheet we sent over, we had listed contractual PDs. There is only 1 now. Well, Sasha Glickfield is paid $12,500 for her service in the CHINS and TPR area. We have 2 of our super PDs, and again, they do conflict cases, murder cases, and appeals. That would be Caitlin and Jared Ive. So they are each paid $23,205 for those positions. Those are contractual. Kate is no longer a trial PD. She is just doing the contractual work. The reason I mention that is looking at our proposed budget for next year, contractual services. Last year we had a $96,820 budget adopted for that because of how we have moved positions and changed positions. This year we're talking about 46,410. And I think we show it $2,000 more than that. It should be 46,410. And that would be for Caitlin and Jared Ive as super PDs. The next line, contractual chins TPR, we have that listed at 25,000. That should be 12,500. Again, because we've moved people and changed that. Next line, witness fees. We budgeted $10,000 last year. We're asking for the same for 2026. Depositions and transcripts, we budgeted $47,000 last year. We're asking the same for 26. Same for postage. Travel and conference, we're asking for the same amount, $2,000. Training and education, $3,000. Now, we haven't spent much on that yet this year, but what I know happens towards the end of the year, we'll have a lot of people going to conferences and get training. Publications, we're asking for the same as 2025. Repair and maintenance, we're asking again the same. Malpractice insurance, we haven't gotten a new statement yet, but I think the 7,500 is pretty close to where we'll be. As to my secretary in the PD office, Lisa Morris, she received 45,000 last year. Again, I would be whatever raise is given to county employees, I think would be appropriate for her and as well for our investigator, John Lawson. He was at 48,164, 2025. So I think that takes care of all of our employees.
Let me ask one question, I guess. As we took action in the previous meeting, when we did the change with the vacant public defender office, split the salary, moved it to two other people. We're still showing that position on this schedule now. So technically, we should have one less. Am I correct?
Correct. And I did mention that.
Right, I want to make sure that you said you kind of like to see it come back, but at this point, it's off, right?
We still have in my calculations, two.
Right.
But I want one for 2026. I want to keep that.
You want to keep those two spots? One's right now vacant or?
Right now, I'm just telling you one.
Okay, so
I think we can do it with one.
We could actually take two of these off, I think. Okay, all right.
Well, one of them has been taken off because we divided it in. Right, correct.
One has two and you think you could do without two. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
I thought you were talking though that you had two prospects right now.
We do, but our numbers have gotten better. Dave Payne being full-time, David moving positions, and Glickfield has helped us. So I'm not telling you one will do it, but I think we're going to be really close. And we're in a much better position.
We definitely should take one of those off and maybe two. Okay.
I would say what? I don't know if you recall, but Mr. Glickfield said, "Oh yeah, we're looking great," and I said, "Well, he's got a rosier outlook than I do."
Well, I was thinking the one. Obviously, if we're doing real good, that'd be great. I mean, obviously, I appreciate your thoughts there.
Right.
Mr. Glickfield happens to be absent.
I believe he's in Canada right now. So.
Okay.
Mr. McWhort, did you do a new total on that other services and charges? I got 131,230.
I didn't do that yet. Let me do it real quick.
Oh my goodness.
I was thinking about the other piece. What you have, 131,230?
Yes.
131,230, I tell you.
All right.
Mr. President, we ready for a motion on this one then?
Yes, sir.
I would make a motion relative to public defender 0271 supplies Other services charges, capital outlays, that we approve it as changes were made.
Okay,
The changes made to other services and charges.
yep, so instead of it being 145,730, it'll be 131,230.
Correct.
All
That's what I
right,
have.
all right, thank you for that motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, thank you, Mr. Scott.
Angie, you have those figures?
I do. Thank you.
All right, super. Any other questions or further discussion?
And I'll keep the council updated on my conversation with the commission about their $91,000.
I like that.
Appreciate your
letters.
Anything from the,
Direct quote.
We can't change that now.
anything from the public? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Elliott.
Thank you.
Next on our agenda, we have Adult Community Corrections Fund.
That's for last, right?
Yes. That's for last.
I'm
Mr.
gonna say the
Cunningham.
quickest for last.
Quickest for last.
I'm gonna say the quickest for last. I don't know if I can beat Judge Todd as far as the shortest budget, but,
But you've
I
been
thought-
here, you've been here longer than anybody.
yes, I have been here longer than anybody. For those of you new, maybe these are all grant dollars. This is a grant that's, presented to the commissioners each year. We review the totals, they're signed off. The reason that we bring these to you is so Angie in her infinite wisdom can manage these accounts as we have money that comes in and goes out. So these are all, like I said, either all grant dollars or user fee dollars that we have, offender fees. So if you've got any questions, you could do this real easily by just approving all the budgets in total and moving on. But I'm happy to go through them individually, however suits you, so.
But we're already cutting some of them in half, because some of them are odd years where there's zero on some of them.
Yeah.
Some are even year, but.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Luckily, at least this one, the budgets in the past, Jim will remember, they used to be fiscal years. So I'd be coming in May to do a budget.
Right.
So at least now they have us on a calendar year, which makes it nice for the county, so.
So all these are calendar year budgets now? That's-
Yes.
Okay, I didn't.
They are all calendar year budgets. Even the problem-solving court budget or grants that we bring to the commissioners, those are all calendar year budgets now, Jim.
Good. Okay, so in 9201, revenue source, is that grant dollars or is that fees?
No, it's grant dollars.
Yeah, that's what I would thought, okay.
And they had us for auditing purposes, Jim, switch those at different times from 9201 to 9202, and they had to switch them.
Which makes sense, it's about $1 million, it's gonna be grant of some kind, so.
Yes, yeah, it's a couple of things just maybe to highlight for you, and I did that when we talked to Angie and the commissioners is, the state of Indiana, if you saw the budget shortfalls that you've seen, we received some pretty significant cuts. So I had to eliminate a position out of the grant. I also had to cut about $120 or $120,000 out of our budget and make part of that up in fees. So that's reflected in the budget that you have there, but it was pretty significant. And I'm hearing in 2027 that we may have some more cuts. So I hope that's not the case, but if it does, you'll see that in my 2027 budget.
I did see, of course, in this grant, you got the mandated salaries and you have some that are not mandated. There are no raises in the non-mandated.
I put no raises in there.
Yeah.
I was gonna depend on your guys' benevolence and we'll match whatever those are. All of those, if they did come to fruition from you, we would match those out of fees. So it wouldn't come out of any county general dollars. Angie, so the salary ordinance and the schedule that you have, one of the things that we did this just a few months ago was make some updates to the salary ordinance. And one of those was the training stipends. So those are in our budget, but that, it doesn't, I don't know if that needs to be reflected on the salary schedule or not, or I just wanted to give you notice that those are part of it that you guys had approved a couple months ago when I came. And you said I should probably just mention it to you, so I had it down here as a note.
I might just fly through these real quick just to make sure, because like Adult Community Corrections Fund 9101, basically nothing requested for 2026. And then we have Adult Community Corrections Fund 9201. So I'm thinking that we probably need to do an approval for the supplies account.
I'll move that we approve those requested.
Okay. And you're just gonna approve the entire category or just category 2 and 3?
Category 2 and 3 is like, well, because there's some salaries in there that are not mandated.
Right.
And
Okay.
I know it's a grant, but we still have some positions to pay. So I'd say we hold off on that until
Okay.
we do the salary piece.
Okay, so we got a motion by Mr. McCourt and a second by Mr. Scott. All right, any questions or further discussion on 9201? From the public? Nothing. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carries. And then we have the Community Corrections Fund 1122.
That's a grant also, I'm assuming.
That is all of them are, Jim.
But you mentioned there's some fees, but that's.
Yeah, that's.
Fees could be involved in yours.
Yes, fees are involved in all of them. About 62% of my budget is fees.
Okay.
So, and it goes up usually every year.
I'm surprised there's that much of it in fees, because there's big dollars in here.
Yeah, there's a lot of money in that particular account, the Community
Yeah.
Corrections Fund.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Oh, the chair would entertain a motion regarding supplies, account 2, other services and charges, account 3, and capital outlays, account 4, the Community Corrections Fund.
And all those are the same as 25, it looks like.
Yes.
So moved, Mr. President.
All right, thank you, Mr. Branco. Motion to approve those.
Second.
And a second by Mr. Scott. Any questions or further discussion? Anything from the public? Hearing nothing, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And next we have.
I did have one question on that. I'm sorry, I got
okay.
one question on that. I noticed when I looked at the salary schedule for that one, the total budget on our sheet shows $204,112, but the salary schedule, the yellow page, doesn't have that number on it. Where are those?
The Department of Corrections at the end of the year to balance out the funds does a transfer from fund to fund. And in anticipation of doing that, we always put
Okay,
money
so
in salaries.
there's money in the salary account
Yeah.
that we're gonna probably transfer somewhere.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, and what'll happen, Jim, is at the end of the year, my last meeting of the year, we'll approve the amount to come out to make up the difference that we need in those salaries, so that we spend as much of the grant dollars as we can and use as little of the fee money as we can. Because whatever is left in my account at the end of the year, and the grant dollars goes back to the state, and I want to use every
Yeah,
dime.
I understand
they
that,
give
yeah.
us.
Okay, so that's really to transfer out to
It's a buffer.
Yeah.
another account later. Okay, well, I noticed that difference there. That
Yeah.
might be a reason for that.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
And Sarah Wilson, if you know Sarah Wilson from our office, she does a great job of getting us to a zero balance. She maybe sometimes drives Angie crazy trying to make sure the accounts are straight so we can end on a zero balance. But that has saved us countless dollars here that we've been able to put back in and not use fees that we didn't need to use.
We have the CRRP Fund 9130, has no requested budget. Just note that. And then CRRP Fund 9230, supplies for account 2 is 0, other services and charges is account 3, $6,800. I need a motion regarding that.
before I make that motion on this, the same thing happens there. You got the salaries, that account also the same thing. You got some money in that salary schedule that you don't have on the reflect. So it's a transfer buffer, so to
Yeah.
speak. Okay. That in mind, I will move to approve the supplies and other services and charges as requested.
All right, thank you, Mr. McCord. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, thank you, Mr. Brinkle. Any questions or further discussion on that? Anything from the public? Hearing nothing, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Thank you, motion carries. Now we have the jail treatment fund.
Jail treatment
9132.
fund is zeroed out.
Yep.
They cut that this last grant cycle.
Is that right?
Brought it across the state. They
Wow.
cut pretrial. They cut, this is all pretrial from the Department of Corrections, so there's still state dollars coming through Indiana Office of Court Services. But they cut prosecutor diversion, which we didn't have that grant, and then pretrial and then jail treatment. Those were the three they cut.
All right, so yeah, we got nothing for 9132 or 9232. That's jail treatment. And then we're on re-entry court, local grant 9180.
Yeah, this is the one, this is the total fee generated fund, and this is reentry court. So the salaries are included in CRRP in that budget, but this is to supplement that with training or other items, graduation supplies, training, and then necessary equipment. And if we do get the significant cuts that I'm expecting from the state, we probably will end up dipping into this fund a lot more than.
Yeah, your cash balance at June 30 is a lot higher than the budget.
Yes,
I mean-
yeah, so we will probably end up, but it takes so long to accumulate that money, it won't take, if I have to put a salary and a benefit in there,
Right.
it'll be gone in a year and a half.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
you know, so, but I will try and probably use some of those funds more robustly in that next time around, but we'll see.
I'll move to approve, well, this entire fund, actually.
Yep.
Entire fund, supplies, other services and charges, and capital outlays as requested.
All right, thank you, Mr. McCord. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, thank you, Mr. Scott. Any question, further discussion? Anything from the public on that? Hearing nothing, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Those opposed, same sign. Thank you, motion carries. All right.
Thank you, I didn't beat Judge Todd, but I did my best.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Have a
Mr.
great
Cunningham. And then we will recess until tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock. We will be back.
Day 404.
That's right. Thank you all for coming.
Tara sent me an updated worksheet on this.